Hi, welcome to another episode on Build API with Lumen. So in last video we created our board CRUD. So inside board there are many cards like this, and actually these are the cards and these are called lists. So new lists, you can create new lists, so that's why we need to make a list CRUD. So in this video we'll do this list CRUD and then cards CRUD. So since this is a repetitive task, I've already done list CRUD. So last video we did this part, boards CRUD. So this is the basic URL structure. So since there are lists inside boards, so URL structure is just like this, but in order to show all lists inside board, we use this kind of structure. So let's take a look what I've done behind the scenes. So I created a list controller, model, and migration. So let's start by looking at migration. So lists. So actually it is list table. It has the foreign ID, board ID, to know which board this belongs to, and the name of lists. So only these two fields are there inside lists. So let's go to lists model. So actually I named it lists. So lists I think does not support, it gives error. It is kind of reserved word, so that's why I give a list. For that you have to specify the table name here with protected property, and I've defined the relationship with board. So this list belongs to some particular kind of board. Alright, next let's go to list controller. So only these three files are important. So here inside constructor I have defined this auth middleware. So in order to access these routes, you need to be authenticated. So let's take a look at index. So index method accepts board ID to know which board we are trying to display the list of. So if you take a look at the Trello website, so currently we are inside outcome boards. We need to see list inside outcome board. So that's why we need board ID to find board and then display the list inside board. We are accessing it with relationship, and we are checking authorization if the user is the user who created board, to prevent from any other user to see someone else lists or board. So we are checking for it here. So and all other methods are similar. So method accepts board ID and list ID. We find the board and then we find lists. And for storing, we are validating name field is required, and then finding board ID, similar thing. This authentication is similar, and then we are creating with the name that user supplied. So update is also similar, and then destroy is also similar. So this is all about list CRUD. I hope there is no problem. You can pull in this code from GitHub and take a look. So some easy stuff. So next let's create a card inside lists. So as you can see, inside board there are lists, and inside lists there are card. So these are cards. So let's make the CRUD for them as well. So I'll copy this bit of route, and the structure will be like this. So first we go through board all the way down to card. So that is the hierarchy. And first so from until this it is same, and then so we'll create a card controller for it. So let's replace list with card controller. And here list, first we'll find the list ID of which we want to display the card, and then card. So it will be our index method to display the card inside list. So if user want to display all these inside front end, it should send the get request to this URL board, find the board and find the list, and then display the card inside that list. So as you can see inside REST full route convention, you see the get and post route are same, only different is the request method post and get. Also if you see get, put and delete, for showing, updating and display destroying, the route is same, only different by these methods. So we'll apply exactly same here. So I'll copy this. So in order to create posts, we'll send the post request to same route. Alright, so this will be the URL structure: list, card, and then card ID. So this is placeholder, list ID, board ID, and card. Alright, so we are all set up with our routes. Now let's create this card controller. So I will create it from list controller since it will be similar to that. Let's open list controller and I will save it as, actually I'm creating a card controller. Let's name it card controller, and there we go. So everything else will be same, only we need to find first let's create card model as well, since we have to define relationship in order to actually proceed with it. So let's go to list, and from here I will create card.php. And inside card we'll have two field. So we don't need board, we just need list ID, because there is already board ID inside list ID. So if you want to access board, we can access it through lists. And we'll have three field description, and let's create migration. And in order to create migration, let's execute page artisan, make migration, create cards table. Let's go to migration and let's quickly add those fields. So one will be list ID and name, and then description. So I change this to lists because I think the model name is lists. So I think it look for model name and ID. All right. So let's migrate it. All right, so now let's go to controller, card controller, and we need to change a couple of things. So first let's define a relationship between list and card. So cards, so this has many card class. So list will have many cards, and then card will belong to list. Okay, hope everything is okay. Let's go to card controller. Okay, so we need to pass the necessary parameters. So board ID, and we'll need list ID. So okay, so after this we'll do authorization, and then we'll find the list. So list will be board, since we have a relationship with board. So board lists, and we'll find the list with this list ID. And we'll return cards as list cards. All right, so first we find board, then we find the list inside the board, and then we return the card inside that list. So there are 3 levels. So in order to show, we need to have, let's close extra. So in order to show, we need 3 IDs: board ID, list ID, and then card. So let's make change card ID. So we are finding board and then finding list, that is okay, and then we need to find the card. So card, and let's define that variable card equals to list cards find card ID. You can chain it here as well, that's all right. Okay, and in order to save, you need list ID as well. So validation is okay. We need name, and finding board, checking if user is authorized, and then we need to add one more. So board lists, and then we access cards, and then we'll create. So in order to update, we'll need card ID. Okay, finding board, then we need to find the lists, and then cards, and we need to find one with card ID, and then we can update. Yeah, you can do like this. So up here you don't need to find, you can directly access card like this, and let's comment it out. You don't need intermediate list, you can directly access it through cards. So board, and then access lists, and then cards, and then find the card with particular ID. That will be easier. Okay, so update is done. Then so after update, we need to return card. So for destroy as well, we'll need card ID. So it is getting slightly complex. It is okay since we have 3 level, so we have to take care of all of them. So we need 3 IDs and find board and then lists, and then so let's refresh it with card, board, list, and then cards. So it is repetitive. Okay, now let's test if everything is working. So I'll switch to Postman and let's make a request. So first let's go to database, and here let's refresh. Okay, so here we have card. So currently we have 2 user, web dev and sub dev. So they got these boards. Okay. All right, so let's create some list with for these board ID. So for board ID 1, there are, let's create another list for this board ID. So I'll give board ID 1 list of board 1, and I will create, let's create one more. Another list of board 1. Okay, so for so board 1 belongs to webdevmatics, user webdevmatics, and that board 1 got 2 lists, and their list ID is 3 and 4. So for any of their lists, so let's create some card for this list 3. So let's create a card. So list ID will be 3. Card for list 3. Some dummy description. All right, so okay, so let's make a request. All good, we're finding board, and let's see list of this board. Okay, we got 2 lists. So let's access a single list with ID 3. Okay, that is working fine. And let's see card inside this list. So card. Alright, so looks like we need, okay, we forgot to rename it. And make sure you are importing everything. Yeah, let's send requests. Okay, this time we got 2 cards belongs to that list. So our index method is working fine. And let's check this show method. So let's access the card with ID 2. so we need to add the ID here, 2. Okay, looks like we got some typo. Okay, this is lists, not singular. Alright, so we need to find the board first in order to access the cards, so that is okay. Let's uncomment that, and let's so lists, then access the cards method inside lists, and then find the card with that ID. Hope that will work. Yes. Okay, so like this. So our second method works as well. Let's test this store one. Okay, so we need to remove that, and let's see first how many lists we got. We got 2 lists. Let's add one more. So in order to add, we need post method, and body will be form data, and name of, let's give it name card for list 3 from postman. Okay, let's send request. Okay, the name field is required. Okay, there is issue with this postman, this method. I think this will work fine. So we need to send the raw request and then JSON. Let's try this out. Let's send request. Alright, so first you need to access, if you want to access cards, first you need to find list, and then list. So access the list from board and then find the list with, and then access card. Let's test once more. Success. Alright, so let's send the get request to see all the cards in this list. There we go, card for list 3 from postman. So our create method is working fine, and hopefully update will work fine as well. So here also we need to, yeah, board lists. First find the list, and then card, then find the card, and then update the card. So with this chaining and eloquent relationship, we can do this in one line. That's really cool. Okay, so let's check this out. Let's update. So we need to send the put request, and we want to update the card with ID 1. And we need to send like this 1, and for put request we need to send the body like this, updated card with ID 1. Let's send the request success. So if you want to return the updated card, what we have to do is just make it new variable. I will cut it out and name it card. There we go, and then we'll update this card update. So that will be just replacing this part with the variable name, and then we can return card. There we go. So let's send request, and there we go. So updated card with ID 1. You can see ID 1. list 3. So everything working fine. And finally let's test, let's delete this. So let's send delete request to same card, and let's check. Okay, we need to make change in destroy as well. So before deleting we need to find the list as well. Okay, let's test once more. Yeah, card deleted successfully, and you can verify it by sending the get request. You'll get null. So let's see the card. Since we deleted card with ID 1, there shouldn't be that card. Yeah, we got only 2 and 3. So our CRUD is also working. Yeah, so we have the API to create the boards and to create lists inside board, and similarly to create cards inside this board. So now we can start building this front end where we can use this API to create all these and store it in database. Yeah, so the main part for API is done. We'll add something if we require along the way. So in next video we'll create a front end with Vue.js, and we'll handle all the front end stuff in our next video. So that's all for this video. I'll see you in the next video.